Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Megaquarium Freshwater Frenzy DLC. Thank you for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So at the end of the last episode via the live stream, we actually completed the first level, Hitama here, and today we're going to go into Paskovka. I think that's what it's called, Paskovka. Let me know down in the comments if that is how you say it or not. I'm not too sure on the pronunciation. So yeah, an exciting breeding project awaits. So we're actually going to get into some of the new aspects of this DLC, which I'm very, very excited about. Paskovka is very different to other aquariums you have managed because it's primarily a research lab and therefore not for the entertainment of guests. Oh, this is very, very different. To begin with, your aquarium will be closed to the public and therefore you won't have any guests. This means you won't be able to generate ecology or science or prestige. Thankfully though, the owners have deep pockets and will be providing you with a daily grant of 500 to fund your operations. Complete your objectives and you will be able to increase this grant amount. Good luck. Wow, this is incredibly different. So far, all the freshwater animals you have encountered have enjoyed neutral pH conditions. This is a natural starting point of water in your aquarium, so you haven't had to do anything special to maintain this. Your first objective involves building a habitat for an animal which requires acidic water, the Amazonian angelfish. To make water acidic, you need to add sufficient acid-producing objects. This works a lot like temperature. The amount of acid has to be greater or equal to the size of the tank. And then this is the acidity symbol here. You have two choices when it comes to acid, and then this is the acid symbol. So this is how much acidity is in the tank, and then this is the actual acid symbol here. Passive sources such as bogwood require no maintenance, and then active sources such as the reverse osmosis machine, RO machine for short. However, these require a regular maintenance with RO membranes, and then this is that RO membrane there. Follow the objective to create your first acidic tank. And we'll close. Okay. So, one thing I wanted to say at the very, very start of this episode, I've had some really, really good feedback from the first couple of episodes. Thank you for that, and keep it coming, keep it coming. One thing I did want to say though is I'm not going to speedrun this. I've had a few people message me and like saying, are you going to do it like a speedrun of this? And I've had a couple of comments as well. And that's not what I'm doing with this, and it's not how I have run my series in the past. I like to try and take my time over this and really try and get in deep and try and teach you basically what is going on in the game. So if you're an old hand at this, if you've already completed this entire DLC, then bear with us with this, and you might actually find stuff that you missed if you have done a speedrun before as well, because there's a lot of stuff which you tend to kind of skip over if you're doing that kind of run, which I won't be with this. Also, with this run, I'm not going to try and prettify up absolutely everything, because my plan is once this entire series is completed, I'm going to start up a new modded sandbox series, and we're going to do that on a huge epic scale, just like we did with the other sandbox series. And I'll be running competitions where you can supply your own rooms to me, and I will try and build those rooms within the game here, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. So watch out for that once this is finished. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let's get on with this. Let's find out what we have to do. We need one Amazonian angelfish with sufficient acid, and that's it. Okay. Note here, it doesn't say all requirements. Oh no, it does say all requirements met, but it doesn't say like sufficient heating or cooling. It doesn't say anything else like that. It's literally just this. So we are going to need a tank for this. I quite like the idea of using a new lagoon tank, and these are the maximum size. So we'll bring it out like that. I think as well... no, I think I'm going to try and keep the space here as small as we can for now. These are actually 4x4 tanks rather than 5x5. So maybe I want to carry on with the theme as they have it here. And we will go a lagoon tank here. And we'll do a 4x4 like that. So it's the same size as these ones. We will then add in another... How big are these things? These are size 56, so we have a huge amount of heat here. So what I can do... I can grab a filter, and of course because we're not open to the public, we can have all of these pumps and everything just here out in the open. But what I can do is grab a pump. And this is something I've done in pretty much all of my series. I'm going to add this pump onto this one. And then instead of adding new heaters in, I'm going to join all 3 of these tanks together by clicking on here, clicking add tank, and adding this tank into the mix there. That will automatically change this over to a freshwater tank. I suppose because these are... Actually, I don't know if I can do this because of the acid levels. That's something I want to test out, actually. I want to grab some bogwood here. So where is the bogwood? Do we not have bogwood? Oh, no, freshwater only. Okay. So this Java fern adds in 15 acidity, right? Okay, so the game is paused. I don't need to worry about that, so I don't need to worry about killing any of the other fish in here. But what I want to do is add this in like that, and then does that increase it on here? I need to zoom down a bit. So let's move that out for a minute. We go like that. Doesn't seem to have done anything. Yes it has. Okay. So I actually cannot put put these 2 tanks together. So let's go to the pump here, and we will right click to take that tank out of the network. So we're just on this one. Okay. So what I actually want to do is move this over to there now, so we can actually put some heating in, which is here, large heater, and we'll do that. We only need 1 of them. We may need another for redundancy maintenance wise, but now we have, these are 15 each, so we're going to need a few more of these. So go to vegetation, here's the bogwood piece, it adds 5 in each, and then this one adds 15. So we're going to add a bit more of this, and there, and that is now an acidic tank with a 2x2 space in the centre as well. So we can then add in our Amazonian angelfish. It is size 4, it is nibbleable, and it eats bloodworms. But other than that, it's fairly easy to keep. So we're going to add in 1. There's that done. Good work, you passed the test. By creating the perfect acidic environment for the angelfish, you've demonstrated that you have an attention for detail and a scientific approach required for the next task. The real reason you were invited to Paskovka is their breeding program. Your next challenge is to successfully breed a convict cichlid here in the aquarium. The process varies for every species and can be quite involved with many steps. Consult your objective for the details and notify owners once you have successfully bred your first animal. Okay, first of all, before we have a look at that, I want to grab another one of these and stick it into there, just so that we have a breeding pair in here. So check the convict cichlid breeding requirements. So where are these convict cichlid? They are in here. Left click for more info. These are actually looking for a mate. 3 potential mates. 42% chance of finding a mate each day. And that's for all of them. Yep. So all we have to do is, I suppose, open the aquarium. Let's run it on a bit as well so that we can get some of the new money for a new day, and of course these have a per day requirement for finding these mates. And then they deposit the eggs have hatched, and then the fry have grown into adults. So we'll keep an eye on this tank. Let's close everything down, just open this tank up. And I imagine we'll get a message saying that something has happened once it does. So we'll just keep an eye on this and see what happens. Okay, so we have now found a mate. One of these has at least. Can't find flat surface to breed. Okay, so we need some flat surface. So we're going to pause the game. Now what gives a flat surface? Okay, so we have flat slate. And that looks like everything. So we'll add some flat slate into here. We'll add one in there and one in there. And so now, looking for a flat surface to breed on, there are 4 free spaces. 1 is occupied. Okay, so we have deposited some eggs. Let's zoom in and have a look what's going on here. See if there's any visual changes. Doesn't look like it. But we have convict cichlid 3 and convict cichlid 1 have bred. Ensure all its care requirements are met to increase its chance of survival. So, is there anything actually in this tank now? Yes, there is. Okay. They are down there. You can see them. What is keeping this down at there? Is that this? This species has a base daily survival rate of 70%. It is currently being affected by the following conditions. None. At the end of today, 70% of the babies will survive. 9 babies remain. Okay. Growth time is 3 days. So we have 2 days left on the growth time. Okay, so we have some predators present. Predation. Reduces survival rate for each predator present. All animals with a size of 5 or less will predate on eggs and fry, with the exception of parents. If a parent is present, it will add a 7% protection. 4 predators are present, reducing the survival rate by 4%. Parent is protecting them from predation, so final survival modifier is 0. Okay, so they are okay for now. So let's run on for another day and see what happens. And we'll see just how many there are at the start of a new day. But we may need to actually create some nursery tanks. And then manually move fish in and out of there. Like keep the parents in the tank with the eggs until they grow up. Something along those lines. We're coming up to the end of this day. Okay. So we have 6 now. Let's have a look. Timpo barber's grown, Timpo barber's grown, barber's grown. And the other two cichlids have now bred. And there is the next one. So we have convict spawn 1 and convict spawn 2. There are 16 in this one. So we're going to let this run on for another couple of days. Hopefully at least one of these will actually survive. But it looks like these ones almost definitely will. We've only got 1 day left with this. So again, we're in the afternoon. Coming up close to the end of the day. Will it be on day 3 of 3 or will it be on day 4 of 3 where they actually hatch? There we go. Okay. So let's just have a look at the tank. What's in there now? There are 4 left. But, okay. Oh, right, yeah, these are the actual spawn. Okay, yeah, sorry. These are eggs, and then these are fried. So these are like the baby fish. And these need some cave. So it is very, very involved, this. So we'll grab some driftwood. We'll stick that into there. So now they are happy. Got lots and lots of little fish here. But there is only actually 4 of them. So let's have a look at what we've got now for these ones. Base level of 65% for survival, and then plus 4% for good water quality. So I suppose you can actually experiment with this to find out what gives you extra bonuses. I don't know if there are any extra for these. I suppose extra vegetation, something like that might. Let's have a play with that. Let's put some vegetation in and see if that actually changes anything. It doesn't look like it has. We still have a 0% change for the predators present, so that's okay. And then we need to wait for this to hatch as well. Yeah, I'll just let this run on for a bit. Okay, so the start of a new day. We've got some more reports here. The Midas cichlid have grown. And we have a hatchery report. So let's just have a look at what we have. We have 3 of them left. They're on day 1 of 3. And we have 8 of the eggs left here. So out of 16, we're now down to 8. So we've gone down by half in 2 days. And then these ones, I don't know if any of these ones will actually survive. But we can hope. And I don't know how long between stuff it takes to actually get them to breed again. Like, can they breed again while we have babies in the tank? The fry here. So that's, those have hatched as well now. So we have 6 babies left with this one, and then 2 in this one. However, we are on day 2 of 3, so we might actually get 1 surviving out of this. And these started with 9, and then these started with 16. So it'll be interesting to see the final survival rate between the eggs being laid and the actual final babies growing up into adults. Start of a new day, and we have actually just completed that thing there. Is that the flipper flapper of tiny little fins I hear? Well done! Breeding an animal in captivity is a truly impressive accomplishment, but the owners don't want you to rest on your laurels. Inspired by your achievement, they have increased the daily grant by 500. They are curious to see what other freshwater animals can be bred in captivity. Okay, let's close. In order to complete your final objective, you need ecology points to unlock new animals. The only way to generate these is to open up a research lab to the public. The owners took some convincing, but on the back of your achievements thus far, they are on board. A few notes: this is still a research facility. You will gain no revenue from guests entering the aquarium. This is not an entertainment venue. You will earn no prestige. On the plus side, you are immune to negative prestige too. Okay, so we can actually have our tanks, and not the tanks, the pumps and all of that stuff on the outside. But we might want to make it look a little bit pretty. Guests will not expect you to provide food or drink. However, they may get tired and need to use the toilet. Remember, your goal is to generate ecology and science points to unlock the necessary animals and equipment for your work. Try not to get too distracted by the guests. You can open and close the aquarium at any time by selecting the entrance and using the toggle. Okay, so there we go. I think I might want to do a little bit more today, but I think we'll save opening up the actual aquarium for next episode. We do have some problems with filtration here. So I think one of the first things I want to do is create a proper network for these, which means I'm going to need to expand. So we'll bring that out like that. We'll come up here and we'll open this out like that. And then as well, we'll open up this a bit here as well. And that's going to give us loads of space for the different stuff we're going to need. I think what we want to do is... Now, our only objective is just to open the aquarium. I'm wondering whether we should sell everything off completely and just start with guests coming in into a completely empty aquarium and then find out what they need and then add stuff in. Now we know we're going to need ecology and science, so that's the other way we could do it. We could we could build some tanks which are purely based around ecology and another tank which is purely based around science. And I think I like that way of doing it. So what we're going to do, and I do like doing this when we get a new objective, is just delete absolutely everything, move your staff over to the entrance, and now we have a completely empty area. I think, right, what have we got going on here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we separate it down there, we have a square room and a staff room. Something along those lines. And then we can add a staff door in there. And probably another one on the other side actually. Just there. So now, again, I quite like the idea of having these lagoon tanks. But we're going to have one big one there and one big one there. We're also, it was talking about some toilets. So why not make a bit of a public toilet bit here? So if we take these two out there. Do we have access to the toilets already? Yes, we do. Okay. So if we put in, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we do something like that. And staff doors going there and there. And then I want to try something with this, something I haven't actually tried out before. With the floor arrows, when you put one of these in, it makes people want to go in the direction of the arrow. And so what I want to discourage is people hanging around in this bit here. So I'm going to add 2 floor arrows in there and see if it stops people from just pathfinding into this area. They will ignore the floor arrows if they need the toilet. So if they do actually need to go to the toilet, they will come in, use the toilet, and then hopefully go straight back out again. That's what I'm hoping anyway. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but these floor arrows are still pretty much a mystery to how they're actually supposed to work. Whenever I've used them before, they haven't quite worked how I thought they should. So I'm hoping using them like this, just trying to discourage as much as possible people from just hanging around in here. So on the back of the place here, we are going to need couple of sponge sinks, and we will also need a couple of broom stands, and then we're going to need the pumps. So I'm hoping to be able to add in a pump there. Yes, we can add this onto both sides. And what I might actually do, just for symmetry's sake, is add in another one of these just there and add that in as well. But on this one we want to add in this tank, and on this one we want to add in that tank. So anything we add on to either of these now will affect both tanks. So first of all, we want to have, we do actually have the RO machine here. And then I assume in here, yes, we have the RO membrane dispenser here, which has 4 RO membranes each for each of these. How often does this need to actually be refilled? Where is it? Oh, it's in here? Every 5 days. Okay, that's not too bad. And it adds 50 acid to the tank. That's not too bad actually. That's pretty good. But we're going to go for the large heaters on here. Put that one in the wrong place. These are size 88 each, so it's 176, and we have 270 on there. That should be fine. And now for the filtration. That's actually more filtration than they had before. We may need to add some more in later. That's why we've got this redundant line over here. If we need any more redundancy at all. And then in these we can add in some, what's this, that one there, okay. Yeah, we can add in some ecology fish and some science fish into these. Now that can be saltwater, oh no, we don't actually have access to any saltwater fish in this one. Okay, so it's just the freshwater fish. So our best bet for ecology is Boss Jessman's rainbows. They do need some plants, and they need a 2x2 open space. We also need at least 5 of them. So we will grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I want to try and get 10 of them in here. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 20 vegetation in total with a 2x2 space mixed in. So if we do... That's actually quite easy to do. There's the 20. They are nice and happy. We need some bloodworms. So my staff area back here. Over on this side we can get the... Where are they? Here. Bloodworm dispenser. Okay for that. We're also definitely going to need to move these back by 1 for a start. Which we can do, that's good. Okay. Just realised we didn't actually have space to be able to get to this bit. And we'll do the same on this one. And we'll add this tank back in. And then back here, I think. I'll tell you what, if we just, for now, add that in there, because I want to create a little bit here for the tool stations. So we have tool stations, level 1, 2, and 1, 2. 4 tool stations. And then in this tank here, we want some science fish. So the best science output fish we have are going to be typically the Amazonian angelfish. However, I'm going to go for 8 of these Midas cichlid instead. Because I can add them in immediately rather than going for the acidic stuff. Or create an acidic thing over on the other side. This is a hybridizable fish as well. Pattern mutations will occur at random, but an increased frequency when parents have different patterns. So these are, when you breed them, you can actually come out with different colours of the fish, which is really quite cool. Something we'll definitely be playing around with, I'm sure. But for now, we're going to go with, how many of these? 8 in total of these Midas cichlid in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they will grow up to fill this tank with 80 in total size worth. So these need vegetables. So we'll come into here, we'll grab a vegetable dispenser and we'll place that on this side just there. Which means, for symmetry's sake, we can move that onto there. They're all happy. We have enough of everything. All we want to do now is... We don't have... Oh yes, we do have benches. We have benches and bins. But there's no point in adding bins in, is there? But we will add some benches. Just there like that. And I think just because it's how we've always done it, we are actually going to add a couple of bins in there and there. I think that looks quite good. We could add in more benches as well. Just make it look a bit nicer. And then, why not? A couple more bins. And then we'll do something like this, mirror it again on the other side as well. So you can imagine when we get the podiums, we'd actually have a couple of podiums, one here and one here, so that we can talk about these different fish as well. So it'll be like an educational research thing. We have plenty of staff access into the backstage here. We have our tools, we have our food on either side for both of the tanks, and we have our staff. So now we can click on the entrance here, and aquarium is currently closed. We can toggle that to the open. Final objective is to breed a selection of different animals here in the aquarium. First, you'll need to unlock them using ecology points, and then build a suitable habitat, noting that they will require acidic conditions. Finally, you'll need to ensure their additional breeding requirements are met, and you can get extra breeding information about an animal by selecting them and hovering over its breeding icon. You can get better breeding survival rates if you remove potential predators from the tank after the eggs have spawned. So yes, next episode we will be building a nursery tank, a hatchery, and then a regular pool of acidic. And we're going to need one of those for acidic and one of those for non-acidic as well. So this is going to be our task for the next episode. 2 episodes, don't know how long it's going to take, but again, I'm not in any rush to be able to do this. Sneakers dispenser. So what does this do? Increases the fitness talent by 1. Okay, that's one we haven't seen. Bridge tanks. Ooh, that'd be nice. And then we have ecology posters. Okay, we will have a look at all of that next episode. I am going to grab the bridge tank first. Well, that's definitely the first one we're going to go for. And ecology posters. Let's teach these guests a lesson or two. We're going to go for that. And that is the next one we will unlock. So yeah, that is where we're going to leave it for today. I'll unlock this and just let people come in, and we will gain some of the science and ecology that we need. Oh, just one thing before we go. We're going to need Congo tetras, blind cave tetras, and cardinal tetras. So let's go for the blind cave tetra first. This looks like a fairly easy one to get. What we might do is do these in order, I suppose, because we're also going to need these ones. So if we do them one at a time, we can actually use the same tanks, we can recycle the tanks, and then we can change the flavour of the tank to the specific requirements, and then we can basically just sell off all the fish afterwards that we don't need. I think that's probably one of the best ways to do it. So yeah, let's go down in order. Let's get these red striped earth eaters first. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.